Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and yesterday Apple released watchOS 8.4.2 to the public. This is available for all watchOS 8 supported devices, meaning the Series 3 all the way up to the latest Series 7 device. So the good thing is, this time around, it's also supporting the Series 3, where the previous update last week did not. So it's bringing all of them up to 8.4.2, so we're all on the same version. However, if you're a beta tester and testing out watchOS 8.5, you won't see this update, and you'll have to wait until the next betas and the final release in order to get 8.5. You cannot roll back without bringing this to Apple and having them install it for you. So if you're on the betas, you'll have to wait for the next beta version. However, if you're on 8.4.1 or older, you should see the update here, and you can update from the Watch app, or you can update directly from the Watch itself. So if we go into the Watch app, in the Watch app, if we go to General, then Software Update, this is where you can check for an update. You'll need your watch to be over 50% charged and then put on a charger. Now, along with this, Apple also released iOS 15.3.1, iPadOS 15.3.1, and macOS 12.2.1. Those are all available now. Now, this particular update came in at a fairly small 98 megabytes on my Series 6 Apple Watch. So this is the Series 6, and it's a fairly small update. It was on 8.4.1 before. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the build number and talk about what's new. And we'll go to Settings here. So we'll go to Settings, and the build number tells us what version we're actually on so that we can make sure we're on the most recent version. So if we go to General, then we go to About, you can see the version number there, 19S553. That lets you know you're up to date and you're good to go. Now, as far as what they've fixed in this particular issue, well, last week when they released 8.4.1, we thought it was to resolve the issue with the Apple Wallet. Syncing different cards between the wallets sometimes caused a problem, and some of the cards would not sync properly or show up. So maybe you added a card on the Apple Wallet on your iPhone. For some reason, for some users, it was not showing up. However, this seems to have resolved that issue, and multiple people have said that it's now showing up properly. So that's a good sign. Also, Fitness Plus. Quite a few people had messaged me and said that Fitness Plus was having a problem, or one person messaged me. I've seen others complain about it. And Fitness Plus, when you start it from your Apple Watch and maybe send it to your TV with an Apple TV so you can start a workout and sync your data, it would just crash the app. And this now is working for many users. So it looks like they resolved that issue, but they didn't mention it specifically. Now, one other thing that seems to be an issue for some people is the Unity Lights watch face. This is a watch face Apple introduced a couple weeks ago or a week or so ago to celebrate Black History Month, and you can get it on the Apple website or within the Apple Watch app. However, after installing this update, if you were already using it, some people are saying that it's blank and you can't use it. For those that were experiencing it, what you need to do is actually delete the watch face and then re-add it from the Apple Watch or from the app. Then it should show up again and work properly. There are a few people saying that it's not showing properly still, so maybe you want to try re-adding it from the Apple website and seeing if it will show up after scanning that app clip. So hopefully it's showing for you. This is a bug for some people, but it seems to be working for most people after deleting it and re-adding it. Earlier today, Apple actually had a press release or a news release about AirTags. And if you have an AirTag, many people have been concerned about being tracked without them knowing about it. Apple's released this privacy statement about AirTags, saying an update on AirTag and unwanted tracking. And as you can see, it has a bunch of information where they've worked with law enforcement, advancements coming to AirTag and Find My Network. There'll be new privacy warnings during the AirTag setup, new alerts for your AirPods, and more. So this gives you more information about it. If you're curious about it, concerned about you being tracked, they'll update Find My to better let you know if there's one that's not one that belongs to you nearby. So that's something coming in a future update, probably with iOS 15.4. Now, in addition to the things I've already mentioned, Apple also updated security. And if we go to Apple's security website and scroll down, you can see that we have different versions of the recent updates. So we have a Safari update, macOS Monterey, as well as iOS and iPadOS, but with watchOS 8.4.2, they don't mention anything specifically. In fact, it says this update has no published CVE entries. That does not mean they didn't put security patches within it. They just haven't shared exactly what they are. So there's definitely security updates in it. And for that reason, I would highly recommend you install this update. Not only does it fix and address a few bugs with Wallet and other things, it gives you a security update as well. I wish they would specify this, but it's something they haven't let us know. It does not have the same issue as the other updates today or yesterday, by the time you're watching this, where iOS 15.3.1 and the others had issues with a Safari or WebKit exploit. They've since patched. So this does not seem to have that same bug, but they must have fixed something else. As far as overall stability, well, it does take a few days to know 100%, but it does seem to be quite good. As far as stability, apps are working. I haven't had any crashes. I haven't had any issues with the heart rate sensor or anything else. So that's great. And also performance seems to be quite good as well. So if we go into the camera remote, you'll see it opens up right away on my iPhone. And if we go into maybe another app I haven't opened recently, give it a second for the compass to load, and now it's working properly. So it looks like performance is quite good, and battery life should be decent as well. So battery life on this, some people did report problems with 8.4.1, as well as charging. I did not experience those myself, so it seems like they're fine for some people and not everyone, so hopefully it resolves it for you. But you'll see I'm currently at 100% since I had to update the device. Hopefully one day we can update it without plugging it in if we're over 50% battery, like we can on our iPhones. But if we take a look at our settings here, we'll go back, go down to battery. And like I said, this is my Series 6 Apple Watch. If we go to battery health, I'm at 88% after a year or so. So I wore this for an entire year. We're at 88%. So it's doing well there and typically gets me through a day. Now, if you're using this heavily to work out, listening to Apple Music and things like that, sometimes it can drain it much faster. Also, if it's using a lot of cellular data. However, it seems to be pretty stable and quite good. Now, watchOS is one of the more stable updates out there, so I wouldn't expect too much to change for you. And once we get to watchOS 8.5, then we can expect some new features like emoji and additional stability or maybe bug fixes and more. And as far as when to expect watchOS 8.5, well, it's currently in beta, and based on what we know so far, I would expect it to release sometime in the second week of March, based off of an Apple event that we think will be on March 8th. So if that happens, we can expect a couple more betas, maybe another beta next week with beta 3, beta 4, and then in the first week of March, maybe a release candidate. And if that's solid enough and steady enough or stable enough, then they'll release it to the public. We don't have these dates confirmed 100% by Apple, but typically that's what they do, so we can expect that probably in a few weeks or in the first part of March, where we'll see that update around that Apple event, if that holds true. So that's everything in this particular update. It's just another bug fix. It's kind of a surprise since they released it just a week after the previous one or so, but it's out to everyone, and at least it brings the Series 3 Apple Watch up to date with everyone else. If you've found anything else, though, in it, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And of course, if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already, though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.